Testing. There we go. Oh my goodness. Wow. Streamlabs does not like being used on two different computers. I think it's because I booted it up on my other PC that it kind of freaked out and deleted some stuff. You guys can hear my voice at this point, right? Wow, it got rid of the BGM too. What the heck? Yeah, straight up just killed it. Wow, that's crazy. How's that for how's that for BGM levels? Show the OAuth 2 token? Not likely. I don't. I think that's a bit of a security breach. But yes, let's see who's here. We got Board, we got Kiwi, we got Apocryphal, we got Kaisan, right? Hey, how's it going? And so bad you can't see the code. That's fine. There's not much to see at this point. Like I said, I mean, I basically spent, you know, a decent amount of free time in the past day or so, just getting the basic authentication stuff working, because there's not a lot of good resources for it outside of like the actual documentation. But yeah, so I've got two things set up. The API is commented out because I think OAuth 2 kind of supersedes that. Don't really need API if you go ahead and do the actual OAuth 2 setup. But the way that this works is essentially, you know, you'll run the thing. Let me get the CMD prompt up. CD desktop, CD channel point spot. Sure. Cool. Well, if I do python main.yaml, or not YAML. I'm so used to working with YAML files for Ansible instead. Main.py. Missing required parameter. That's new. Loading credentials from file, refreshing access token. Cool, that worked. Typing in hello. And then, oh, the live message insert stuff at the bottom. There's a way to, there should be a way to just click this and then automatically add those to the beginning of the lines for Python as part of Sublime Text, I think, but I don't know how to do it, so. Okay, Python's pretty simple, relatively speaking. If you're familiar with I'd say Python and Java are both about equally easy to use. The main difference that you're gonna kind of immediately notice is that Java uses a lot of like markers for syntax, like curly braces and stuff, whereas with Python it's a bit more freeform. It's sort of Python is like if you wrote your sentence, like Java's like writing your sentences normally, and Python is like writing your sentences but with no capitals and no punctuation. If that makes sense. Obviously there is some. I'm gonna lose my track while I take some water. So let me run you through what I currently have, which is nothing impressive. So we got a bunch of imports, you know, IO, OS, JSON. Those are things I'm going to make use of. Pickle is something that I actually found out about while I was looking up how to do this stuff. It essentially allows you to take, if I remember correctly, to store a file like in like byte format and then read it back in. But the nice thing is its syntax is a little bit cleaner and nicer to look at than the standard like open as file and stuff. So I originally kind of wrote a less clean version of this that was using stuff like this, where you you'd open up text files and then store the values in there and whatever. But as you can see, it's a bit nicer looking with Pickle, especially once you have to start doing conditionals. Yeah, drink water to check your posture. Okay, so the way this works is, well, I'll show you the API stuff because that's a more simple version to kind of ease you into it, so you kind of have a general idea. So in Google's like console, development console, you can set API credentials. So I generated an API key that I can't show you because then you'd have the access to do stuff with my account. And so I took that key and stored it in a text file that I just called YouTube API key.txt. And and then also, channel ID, you could pull that with a method, but I figured it's easier for people to just sort of grab from their channel, and that way you have it in case you need to use it. The reason I'm doing things like this, some people might say that, oh, that's not, it could be a little bit more elegant. I want to make this something that almost anybody could use. So I want them to be able to download, a zip file or whatever, unzip it, and have a simple instructions of, okay, go generate your two keys in your API key and or your OAuth key or whatever in the console. Literally just copy and paste it into this text file, which I've named for you, right? You copy paste your channel ID and then run it, and it should work. And then I'll have like explanations on how to change like the way that you like what your channel point redeems are, what the point values are, and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna separate that into like a bot functions.py, which is a separate file that'll have extra functions. This is something that, oh wait, did I deleted it? Yeah, I was trying to test some of this stuff before I'd really fully figured out the OAuth stuff. And so Hanamakio was actually streaming, and I tried to grab her live stream ID and stuff like that, which you can technically do because it is public information. But then I had to go back and fix some OAuth stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be doing anything that works with the actual authentication. Anything like that, like where I'm doing like, posting a message in live chat. I think I'll just sort of placeholder it for now. I want to focus more on the actual structure of how I'm going to handle parsing stuff. So for example, let's think of a use case. For those of you who don't know what use cases are, think you can think of it as a scenario, right? So let's say, just picture right now we're in chat, right? And if this were a Twitch thing, you'd have channel points wherever you could use them, whatever. We'll kind of think of it like that. So say Kiwi is here, and Kiwi has, X amount of points, right? Kiwi posts. So, okay, real quick, the way that I'm going to handle channel points themselves is going to be a bit different from Twitch. Twitch has built-in stuff that monitors whether or not you are watching the stream, like as in you have it up, it's not muted, like the tab could be muted, but you have the stream up and it's not muted, and it's one of the first two streams. You can only have up to 2 streams where you're gaining points at a time, but that's like baked into Twitch. I don't think that I really have a way to access that data on YouTube, so it won't be exactly the same, but the way I'm going to handle getting points is you'd get points for posting messages in chat. So it's a bit unfortunate for lurkers who don't post things, but like it's kind of, I feel like it's probably the best way to handle this, like out of my options that I have available. So Kiwi posts, a message, right, in chat, or well, rather, Kiwi posts, Wim is stupid alien in chat. Okay, and then Kiwi also, hey Guri, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, don't expect too much. I barely used Python at all. Like I used it for one course in university, and I haven't done just as a disclaimer, I haven't done actual coding like this in like literally probably over 3 years. I think that, yeah, about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit less than that, I don't know. I made a really simple Python chatbot that it couldn't post in chat, but it could grab the chat and then read what people like typed in, like text to speech. For example, if you had like a slow stream with like 3 people, right? Most of my professional work is with automation and some legacy tools. So Ansible Tower, that has a bit of coding, but that's more like YAML, and not Python, although it is kind of similar. So this will be a learning experience for some of you, and a learning experience plus refresher for me. But anyways, back to our use case. Yeah, Ansible, honestly, I like Ansible. Ansible really grew on me. Yeah, YAML ain't markup language. I fucking love recursive acronym naming. Okay, so Kiwi posts Wim is a stupid alien in chat, and then that's a giant stink bug on my wall. Oh, that's cool. It's attracted to light. Well, I guess we were back into the season now where bugs are coming out. I will kill that later. If it was a spider, I'd let it live, but you know, it's a stink bug. Yeah. I've lost tracking. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's like one of those invasive like Asian shield bugs or whatever. Anyways, Key also redeems hydrate. Cost of, I don't know, 300 points. Right? That's like pretty standard. Kill it right now? Right now? You want me to kill this thing on stream? Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna go kill this bug. Oh, where's that? Tissues. Damn, this thing doesn't fucking stink. Grab it and up it in the. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd Spawny go? Oh, you sneaky son of a bitch. Oh, right out of the air. Get him? Yeah, he fell into my laundry basket. I got him. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna dump him in the toilet. Alright, I'll wash my hands real quick too. Anyways, okay, I'm back. If I hear it in the mic, I'll die. Are you coding? Hey, Manny, what's up? Yes, I am coding. Rip bug using tissues. Yeah, so I picked it up with its body with a tissue, but I smacked it with a hand towel. No, Phantom, don't worry, it wasn't a spider. No, it was one of the shield bugs, stink bugs, but they don't actually stink that much because they're not like true stink bugs. They're like the invasive species. Yeah, no, I smacked it and I smacked it. It fell down onto the top of one of my soundproofing foam squares, and then I smacked it again, so it flew into the air and started trying to fly around, and I swatted it right out of the air and grabbed the tissues and flushed down the toilet. If it was something like a spider, I would have let it live, like a spider or a moth or like a butterfly or something. But stink bugs, no, hell no, get out of here. If it's any kind of beetle, no offense to beetles, but I'm not big on beetles. Spiders are cool though. All right, Kiwi also redeems hydrate. Okay. Actually, hold on. And then I'll say somebody else because we're gonna have multiple people, right? I'll say Crow, who just who's here. Posts. I could use another beer. And there we go. Okay, so that's what's in chat, right? So how do I handle that? What's gonna happen is using what I believe to be the line, should be this, right? Live stream ID. Just in case, I'm gonna it's like a force of habit. I like to instantiate this stuff up here. Live stream ID, none. Okay. We're gonna get the live stream ID from, what it'll do is it'll look for whatever it'll go through your list of broadcasts and it'll look for ones that are active, aka your current live ones, and then it'll respond. Do I have to? I can always just keep that down here, just so I remember. Quick check for that stuff. But I shouldn't need to print it. Anyways, deal with the devil, deal with the kiwi. Yeah, and this was just me testing to make sure that was the syntax to pull in functions from other files, because I inputted it up here. Okay. So I've got the live stream ID, right? And there is, let me pull up the documentation. Live chat messages. List. Parameters, live chat ID. The live chat ID parameter specifies the ID of the chat whose message will return. The live chat ID is associated with the broadcast and is returned with the live broadcast research snippet. Live chat ID property. Okay. Live broadcast. Do. Okay, Crow, don't even listen to her, because there's no way that Kiwi won't eat. She's not Gandhi. Okay. Live broadcast. Yeah, okay. So live broadcast.list will, and then I select what I want from it, the ID, and it'll get the ID. It'll return the ID of like all active broadcasts, of which there should only be one at a time. I could throw in some conditionals to check and make sure that there's like one or fewer, but that really shouldn't be the case, because YouTube itself, I don't think, allows you to have more than one live stream at a time on a specific channel. I don't know why you would. That'd be really weird. Unless you're like a channel that, like, maybe if you're a channel that streams like those live feeds of like fish tanks or something, but then you also wanted to stream something else at the same time. But I don't know. I don't think you can do that. And for our people who are gonna use it, like you can, like, yes, it's good practice to take care of edge cases, but sometimes you just gotta go, okay, look, like, is this really going to happen? And yeah, honestly, if it fails, that's kind of their fault for doing something stupid and weird. So professional coders in the chat are gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you're not gonna check this use case, you're not gonna account for that. And they can shove it. I'll add that condition on later, maybe, just if I'm feeling really bored, because it's just gonna be a waste of time. Okay, so we get the broadcast ID. Okay, live chat message list. Try it. I want to see what the Python looks like from the documentation. Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Cool. Well, it needs part, and it needs live chat ID. It should look the same as this. Okay. Let me grab that Python. Okay. And it requires live chat ID and then part. Okay. So the part parameter resource parts of the API response will be include ID, snippet, author details. Okay. ID, snippet, author details. Is that? No, there's got to be more. ID, snippet, author details? Let's see. I won't insult Wim for an entire month if you don't drink beer for a month. That is actually impossible. Kiwi cannot go 5 seconds in a VC without insulting me. Okay. Yeah, again, this is sort of mostly just placeholder. I'll pretty this up and make sure that the syntax works later on. I don't want to do any of that kind of on stream just because it could potentially show you API keys, which would be very bad and no bueno. So let's just go with ID, snippet, and author details. I think we can make a pretty comfortable assumption that ID is going to be the actual chat message ID. Snippet is going to be the content of the message, and then author details is probably what should we call it? Do I have an example of hard stat? No, I don't. Author details can be stuff like, oh, like their username or their user ID or whatever, which is going to be important because I'm going to store. What I could technically do is I could store things. I could and should store it where I just get their user ID separate from what their actual username is, so that I can't really go in and it's sort of like semi-anonymized. I can't really like easily go in and look at and see, oh, you know, who has this many, who's like, you know, it's kind of weird to be able to do that. You guys are having a blast in that chat there. For testing, which I probably will switch to that, but initially for testing purposes, I will try and keep the ID and the visible username, and I'll store it into my dictionary as such, so that it's easier to test and make sure everything's working properly. Okay, so we got part, which is just what this is going to return some stuff, and then response chat message list. Hold on, I'm gonna press execute. This. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's kind of consistent. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know what the formatting on this is gonna be like. I'd imagine it's in JSON format. I think most stuff that it returns typically is, but again, I'll have to double check that later. But I'll kind of go into the assumption that it's JSON format. And again, because this is mostly kind of a high level thing for this stream. Okay, so we get the current live stream ID, and then this thing will need to be inside of like a loop that repeats or something. Actually, does it have documentation for polling interval millis? Oh, okay, hold on. I set that? Chat ID. Next results integer profile image size, so standard parameters. Access token alt. Interesting. There's no. Where on earth am I supposed to set that polling intervals? Polling intervals. You know what? We'll do. Maybe it's in here. Maybe I just do it in here. No. Live chat ID, that should be easy. That's just live stream ID. Okay, polling interval milliseconds. I think we're gonna grab the new each section of I'm trying to think how. I mean, this should all execute incredibly fast because we're just processing text. I'm doing a couple dictionary inserts. But just to be safe, we'll do it every 5 seconds. I don't want to go more than 5 seconds is probably way too much. If we're being completely honest. Like this should execute in less than a second. But yeah, okay, let's get back to the use case. So basically, at this point, this might need to be in a while loop or something, depending on how the polling interval millisecond works. It might just, because if it continuously, I'm just really curious as to how it's going to keep grabbing the list. If it stores that, if it just is it gonna grab every message from the start of the stream until then and store it in this list variable, or is it gonna grab what it sees and then next time I call it to grab something, it'll grab all the stuff since then? I have no way of knowing that. I would assume I can't assume anything there, so that's gonna have to be a proper actual bit of testing I have to do. Grab a list of messages from chat. Okay. That's just for testing. This is okay. All right. So Kiwi's got X amount of points. Crow has never posted before. All right, 2 different use cases basically in our sort of scenario. Okay. Keep giving up eating chicken for a month. Also impossible. All right. So how do we handle this? There's a couple things that need to happen. So we. Hold on. First things first, we can never, I mean, I kind of want to handle both use cases at the same time where it's if you don't have a table yet. So we have something like if points table doesn't exist, create the table. Probably a JSON. I think I want to keep it stored in a local JSON file. I think that makes the most sense. So there's gonna be a file. Points table dot JSON. We'll call it user points to be more descriptive. User points table dot JSON. Okay, and essentially that's gonna look like this. It'll be kind of. I actually cannot type. It's crazy. Did like this. and we'll say, okay, let's see, user ID. Points. And then username. Just that's for testing. Okay. Wait, no, this is dumb. Just done it this way. Okay. This can all be like that. This can all be like this. In case you haven't realized, I'm an incredibly visual thinker. So it really helps to have stuff like this here. Okay, so let's say the ID is that, all right? And then username is Kiwi. Okay, and then points we'll say $350. All right, here is the current state of our table, we'll say. If it doesn't exist, it would just be empty, but you know, we're gonna assume it exists for the sake of this example. Okay, step one. Step one, I think we create a, so again, within the program, create a dict object with, dicts can handle three, like, key with 2 values, right? Or is it just is it 1 key, 1 value? I'd imagine you could probably do 2 values for a key. Get tree fitty. Chicken nuggets are basically foam latex. Good lord. Yeah, I mean, you know, they nowadays they say it's 100% like white chicken meat or whatever. With the ID, username, info from chat message list, right? And then step 2, here's what I want to do. I think, you can see my little notes to myself. How the heck do I handle posting redeems and whatnot in chat? I need to find API call all those, but yeah. That, I think, that gets handled with OAuth. Because I'll just log in with, like, I made an account for Kino, and Kino will just post in chat. Build list, yeah, update. Grab message list, build list, yeah, okay. So what I think I'm going to do is, I'm going to identify messages with redeems and build a list. Okay. Step 3. Merge new points and associated users into the JSON file. Okay, so it'll count the number of non-redeem messages. Count the number of new add. We'll just say like add 5 at 5 points per. The numbers are all screwed up. Don't worry about it. Per message, or per non-redeem message, right? So for example, in this case, Kiwi posts. Kiwi also posts "Wimb is so pasty" in chat. All right. So in my dict object, which that's not the syntax. Dict object, it's gonna be made a pizza. Oh, I made a frozen pizza as well. I actually ate it just before the stream. So we'd have Kiwi, and then 10, and then Crow 5, right? So then the new thing would be ID. I'll make this 60 5 Crow. Okay. New JSON file. Wim dicked. Yeah, I figured somebody would make that joke. Okay. Step 4. Conditional. Well, no. Loop through list. Or not loop, but yeah, loop. I just say loop. Loop through list of redeems if the user has enough points. Pull info from JSON. Actually, hold on. Let's do the if they don't have enough points. If the user does not have enough points, Kino posts user only has X points, it costs Y points to redeem hydrate. Oh, also, I need to ignore Kino messages, because I don't want like Kino, like I don't want it to for example, because if Kino were to post, if I don't ignore Kino messages, depending on how I handle messages with, I think it should, honestly it shouldn't matter, because it should just be a message that says just that, but just in case, you know, I don't want it seeing this, like Kino posting this, and then it counting that as trying to hydrate, and then it just loops itself. That'd be terrible. Because it would actually just fucking loop endlessly if it was handled poorly, but I'm not that stupid, so we're not going to do that. And I'm going to make double sure that it doesn't happen. Okay. If user has enough points, yeah, recursive actions, basically. If user has enough points, subtract, well, would it be subtracting, or is I'm just adding a negative? Well, either way, just human readable format is just subtract points and update JSON. then post redeem, and then Kino posts user has redeemed hydrate. There we go. Let's see. Oh, hey Coco, what's up? I love how I said this would be a coding stream, but basically what we're looking at now is just high level stuff. I'm not actually writing any code. Oh, my code's up here so far. Excuse check your stone in America about negatives. How the heck do I handle posting redeems? Blah, blah, blah. Right. So then I think I can use this. I can use live chat messages.insert to have Kino post. Quality 240p. Oof. Hold on. Get some water. You should be able to go up to 720. Well, depending on your internet, I guess. Okay. Wow, we're 45 minutes in and we've barely written any code. And this is still. Okay. Or well, it's not pseudocode. It's a bit too. It's just probably not correct. It's not correct. That'd be amazing. If this is exactly what I needed, but I think that there's probably more more specific details that I have to specify in part. Gotta access your QoS for your clients only. Stan line 105. Yeah. How the heck do I handle posting redeems and whatnot in chat? I need to find an API call or something that lets me post as a bot account or something. I'm so stupid, dude. Oh. Okay. So. Here we go. Parse info. Oh, I already have that written. We're gonna start doing a bit of code. Okay, how do I create a dict in Python? Can a dictionary hold 2 values per key? Rather, can a Python dictionary I might need to handle this like an object. Oh, Doc, what's up? Hey, hey, Genu. How's it going? Okay. Python list. Well, if it's depending on how many things I need, what do so I just need the message, the ID, and the username, right? Can't I just store these as tuples? Can you store tuples in a dict? Huh. How am I doing today? I'm doing okay. I played I did some work stuff because you know I'm in my sort of downtime week between projects. So I did some work stuff and then I played a decent chunk of Final Fantasy online. Man, I have not worked with Python data structures in forever. Or maybe, am I overthinking this? Maybe I just created it as a JSON variable. Dynamically build a JSON object within Python. Oh, it would just be arrays. Oh, okay. Hold on. So if I just had where's curly braces? I think that for keys I'm going to use double quotes. Just I want to differentiate it a little bit from the straight up strings. Or do I? What if I... let's pretend that this is the ID, right? And then I can... I feel like this is getting a little clunky. No, that's definitely not. Can a JSON key? No, JSON only allows key names to be strings. Treat integer as string. I know it's different than in Java. Okay, I think what I want is I want it to be ID, user ID, as a string, right? And then I want like 350 and then Kiwi, right? Something like I'm sure there's like a super easy way to do this that I'm just completely overlooking. Adiki, I haven't wanted to stream to say hi recently, but I'm here for a bit. I really messed that up. Yeah, don't worry about it, Blake. Yeah, it's no biggie. Okay. Do I want to just handle it that way? But no, hold on, this doesn't even make sense. Because I'm gonna have to go through. It's gonna be like a list of. You know, it'll be probably be like that. 350 kiwi, and then it'll be. That whatever crow's ID was, we've made up. Well, no, hold on. It'll be I want beer, crow, and then what did I say? This again. And then like it'd be something like that. All right, yeah. So what kind of bot is this? So Coco, you know how on Twitch you can if you're in a stream you'll gain channel points, and then you can use those channel points to tell them to like drink water and stuff like that. I'm making a bot that lets you kind of do that on YouTube. Very clumsily. So maybe not a dict, maybe a list. Python list. Oh, so maybe like a nested lit. No, because it'll be a JSON. I'm just trying to think of this. There might there's probably a better way. If it gives it to me as a JSON format, I could probably just merge. But if it doesn't, merge JSON. JSON file in Python. You can concatenate two JSON strings to make a valid JSON. And you can combine the two as Python objects into a Python list, and then use JSON dump to write it as a JSON. Ah, okay. So I'd have to make it a list, and then concatenate, and then like combine the lists. Sort of, but the lists are gonna have different information. I'm not storing the message values. I mean, I'll move on from this because this is kind of hard to do without knowing how things are going to be formatted, because things will have to be handled differently depending on what, you know. You're saying lots of I'm saying dict, D-I-C-T, short for dictionary. But today's school I wore my glasses and it was hilarious seeing all the confusion. Like, you wore glasses? Am I winning in Jupiter? Not really. I feel like I should have tried to get the live chat message list thing like tested before the stream, so I'd know what it looks like. Unfortunately, without knowing what it looks like, it's kind of hard to actually write code for it. I could just write pseudocode. Each item in the list. So this is actually a list of nested lists. This is nested lists inside of a list. Each item in the chat message list. Fine. Okay. Wait, no. First things first. Load JSON data from whatever the file is going to be. User points table JSON. Oh, hey, Pumpkin Boy, what's up? Into a variable. I don't know. Son table. So to be able to redeem Wim calling me an idiot. I'll call you an idiot right now, Guri. You're an idiot. I mean, I won't mean it, but I can certainly do it. You're welcome. Okay. For each, find the what's the word? Corresponding entry in the probably a list in the JSON table, and update the points values. Add user if doesn't exist. Okay. Yeah, it kind of loses it loses that zing, Kiwi, if you keep saying the exact same thing. Okay. So we'd go through and we'd add each entry into the JSON table thing. Also, start building a separate list. Redeems list. For the redeems. Yeah, okay. I gotta make sure that the amount of points, it'll be, I know that'd be a little bit, if I go in order, that would make sense. Because say the redeem cost 300, right? Hydrate costs, wow, 300. Kiwi has 295 points. Okay. Kiwi posts hydrate immediately followed by do it. Oh my god, imagine being Elmer's glue. followed by do it, right? So what happens is tries to redeem a 300 point thing, but Kiwi only has 295, so it fails. Well, no, so it, I don't say fails because that's I don't want to mix up terminology here. So Kino posts no, then gets 5 points to have 300 total. Okay, so that's if you obtain chatbot success, will you release it to the public? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like anytime, like for example, that time that I made, you know how like Skeb didn't have a good logo, like a good quality logo available anywhere. Like you could only find one that was like 400 by 400 pixels. It was like tiny and gross looking. And then like I basically went in and I just made my own to kind of look exactly like it, but it was like 1500 pixels, right? And then, you know, of course, the first thing I do is I just go tweet it on Twitter. Like, yeah, hey guys, go ahead and use it. Like, if I can get this to work, and so I'm actually designing this, the overall project to be as easy as possible for people who don't have coding experience to use. I don't want to limit this to people who already have knowledge of code. I don't want people to have to spend a ton of time to use it. I want them to be able to download it, toss, like go into the Google thing. I mean, the Google stuff is kind of like out of my hands. Like they have to do that themselves. But I can give them visual, like a visual guide, like a docx Microsoft Word file or something. You know, they go get their API, they generate their API key or whatever, and they put it in a text file that I prepared for them, and then they just run it and it works. And then they can, you know, I'll make it so they can easily make changes. Maybe I don't need a separate bot functions thing, to be honest, because I think I just make a list of, or a dict of redeems. Yeah, I want to make a dictionary. I want to practice this a bit more. Python dict. Python dictionary can be created by placing a secret comment. Hold pairs of values, one being the key, and then be value, blah blah blah. That can be of any data type and can be duplicated, whereas keys can't be repeated and are immutable. Dictionary keys are case sensitive, same name but different cases. Okay, so we can have integer keys, or we can have oh, it doesn't even have to be consistent. I could have like one key value pair be like a string, and the next could be an integer and an array, or like a list of integers. Okay. Oh, that's actually really cool. That's super flexible. All right, you see you around, Crow. Imagine getting famous for making a chatbot for VTubers rather than being a VTuber. Oof. But yes, okay. So hold on. Make a dict to list all the redeems. Name, no, and value. Okay. So in this case, I think that it is better for me to handle it, because we're gonna grab the messages every like 5 seconds. It is very possible that this sort of situation could arise. So there's two ways to do this. You can handle this incredibly literally, like the exact way that Twitch does it, which would be if you try to redeem something and at that moment you don't have enough points, it won't let you do it. Well, actually, it doesn't even let you select it, right? So I guess that's not really super applicable, like, or comparable. But so if I do it that way, if I do it super literally, where if you don't have enough points and then you redeem Hydrate, but then you post something else and you have enough points, like, right immediately after it, what would happen is you'd spam the chat with you know, oh, you can't redeem the Hydrate, but then like the next, you know, like a couple seconds later, you do it again, you redeem the Hydrate, and that time it works. I think that for the sake of not spamming the chat as much, it makes more sense to treat it like this. So I think I build the list, and then after I finish adding in any newly gained points, then I try and go through the redeems, because it's slightly better for chat clutter. Yeah. Okay. So go through list of new redeems after adding all new points. Also, I will be right back. Oh, hey, Doodle. Yeah, I gotta go check the plumbing real quick. I'll be right back. Let's see. Send water sample? Oh my god. Coco. No. Oh, thanks for tracking. Oh, there we go. Alright. Don't look at me like that. The plumbing's in good working order. Everything's fine. Everything's fine here. We're all fine. How are you? Oh my god. Sample now, like, Coco, no. Okay, where's my Python dictionary? Damn it. You can copy when you don't have anything selected? That's so dumb. No, women sus. I asked how people were. I'll call it Deems Dict. Okay. So we'll call it hydrate, and we'll call it 100. We'll say I don't know. Hey, give me some redeems. I have a list of redeems somewhere, like ideas, but give me some. 'Cause we got to chat here. And don't worry about the values. I'll stretch. We'll call it posture. Ada. Okay, we can do ada. Let's actually hold on. squats. Squats, we'll do 500, I don't know. And keep in mind that the points don't really matter. I just want kind of like a list going up. We'll do ara ara and sing. Ara ara. Let's do ara. For 600. Sing for 1,000. A demod key redeem? No, I'll do that for free. There we go. That's my dictionary of redeems. Just a test one, basically. Print that. Okay. I don't have any code here. You know, I want to try something. I wanna try something. Discovery method missing required parameter part. That'll do it. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try this. Also, I wanna make grab that. Bot functions test hello. That's sort of like a marker for me. Okay. All right, let's try this. Python, let me get rid of some of these, some of these things. Okay, I'm gonna run Python main, see what happens. Oh, it didn't fail. Yo, could this be a Poggers coding moment? Wait, come back. Okay. Okay. YouTube broadcast live response. Blah, 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 blah. E tag total results 1 per page items kind live broadcast e tag ID. Okay. I want. How do I? I see what it's giving me here. If I were to run this again, do I get the same result? Yeah, okay, so that's my ID. I can put this in here because that's just the current live stream ID. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. You need to go hunt for food? All right, I'll see you in a bit. What's this? 3H7 C8 YB Q. Yeah, okay. That should be the token for the ID for this current live stream. ba. All right. This is returning a bit more than just the ID. Need to fix that. Yeah, it's throwing a bunch of data at me, like list response, kind of page info, total results, 1 page items. Print. Oh, what if I do live stream ID.ID? What if I do that? No. Items? Oh, wait, is it built-in methods, items of dict object? What? What is it? Hold on. Live stream ID. Get live stream ID. What type of thing does that return? Live broadcast list. Okay. A broadcast data. Research all active completed. Note the it also says all part ID. Okay, it's a live broadcast resource. List ID. Is that right? The syntax is a little bit wonky. Or rather, it's not super clear. Dict object has no attribute list. So it's returning it as a dict then. How to fetch key from dictionary in Python? Or rather, get fetch value from key. Oh. What if I get? Is it really that simple? None. There is no ID. Items. Items is not defined. That's gonna. This is just gonna straight up yell at me. It's gonna be like, you need to have an argument. Yeah, fuck off. Okay. What is it? What is it returning? I think it's returning a dict. Yeah, curly that and a key, comma that and a key, comma that. Total results. Hold on. I'm gonna shit myself. Watch your profanity. Yeah, I'm trying. All right, kind easy. Okay, that's one key value pair. That's one key value pair. This, okay, hold on. That's another key value pair. This one, the key is items. Okay. And the value is another dict. Hey Shikuma, how's it going? Why is it? By the way, you guys can't see it. I'm looking at my command prompt where I'm executing this. I don't want to show it because it could potentially show information that you're not supposed to see. Well, code. Yeah, you're seeing a whole lot of not code down here. There's a little bit of code here. Not get items should. Oh, did you see that? The semicolon right. That is a result of me being super used to Vim for work. There we go. Hell yeah. Okay, that we're getting there. Please tell me this works. Fuck. Oh, it's a list. It's a list. Python get value from list. Yeah, hack and find his house in his attic. Man, I actually do have an attic, but it's just for storage of possessions, not like people. I mean, Goody, would you really want a whim living in your attic, just camping up there? Okay, hold on. Well, so we're making progress here. So when I do this, that now returns a list. Okay. Yes, 100%. You store humans for research? Maybe. I wouldn't admit it if I did. Well, it's a list. But wait a minute, is this hold on a second. Is this a list and there's only one thing inside of it, which is a dict? Is this a dict with a list with a dict? Who the heck designed this? That is so bonkers. Why wouldn't it just be a dict inside the dict? Why does it have to be a dict inside a list inside a dict? Get hold on, this doesn't make any sense. Index 0, right? Yeah, I know. Just bear with me. It's I know. If I just do get items 0, that should just return the dictionary inside the list, right? Yeah, perfect. Wow, this is so dumb. This extra step of grabbing the fucking, that is so unnecessary. I don't understand why they did that. There must be some kind of incredibly advanced reason they've done it, but I don't get it. There we go. There we go. Was that so hard? Now if I do this, perfect. Perfect. Look at that. I have successfully obtained the ID for the live stream. Wonderful. Yeah, there you go. I have successfully figured out how to get the live stream ID, and it looks disgusting. Like, actually disgusting. I want to make a note of that. Execute returns a dict containing a list containing a dict containing the ID value. What the fuck? Okay, Google can suck my left nut. I have no idea why they would decide to do it like that. That just doesn't make any sense. But okay. Like, damn, bro. I know that I'm super rusty with coding, but even I wouldn't fucking structure something like that. Why left? I don't know, because it sounds funnier when I specify one of them. At least to me it does. Okay. So I want to do... Let's take this. I want to keep the versions here. I want to keep the thing there in case I need to make any changes to it. Oh no, don't choke. First of all, I didn't say you do it. I said Google. All right, let's see what happens when I do this. It's gonna fail. Yeah, got an error. Polling interval millis. Yes, okay. Wow. What the heck happened here? Blah, 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 and execute, blah, 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 blah. Error when requesting part ID snippet off the page token is not valid. Page token is not valid. Is it saying that that's not the correct ID? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I'm still getting page tokens not valid. That's weird. So that makes it sound like the stream ID itself is not valid, but that shouldn't be the case because. Wait a minute. Request execute. Where's my thing? Are you kidding me? I could have confirmed that it was the correct one by just looking at the URL of my stream, because it's actually the same thing. I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense that they'd use that exact one, and it is public data. But yeah, so currently the live stream ID is just the watch like v equals and then whatever that stuff after is like 3h7 blah blah blah. Look at the URL. Mozzarella sticks. Honestly, I could go for some mozzarella sticks. You get 1/8 of one stick. Oh, how generous. damn. YouTube live chat messages to list. Let me go to the Google API. Live chat messages to list. Okay, well, I'll try the API. Okay. Live chat ID. We're gonna grab it from my URL. Where the heck did I put the? There it is. Part ID. Max results. We'll do 1,000. Page token. No, I'll do nothing. None of that. Execute. $400 bad request. Page token is not valid. That is so weird. Why? I'm gonna. Crew 400 bad request. Yeah. What the hell? Page token is not valid. Finish a live broadcast delete, live broadcast insert. Live chat messages, delete, insert list. It doesn't exist. It's not listed as a fuck. Google, you're killing me here. What is this lack of documentation for a 400 error? This is actually bonkers. Support tab. Stack Overflow, Google engineers monitor and answer questions with the YouTube live streaming API tag. Cool. I'm gonna go toss a question on Stack Overflow and have a Google person answer it for me. What is the tag? That's YouTube live streaming API tag. YouTube API live chat messages list iTunes 400. Oh, there are some let's see. He's glitching. Yeah, I'm glitching a bit. This is kind of annoying. Oh yes, a 4-year-old question. Okay. Currently trying to use live chat messages list. API call to grab my current live streams chat messages. I'll put Python. I don't think I need to specify the version. It's nice that you support from Kiwi. What a good pal. Kiwi's the best. Kiwi's amazing. Oh right. If I part equals ID, comma, and then I will do live chat ID. Returns following error. Hold on. 2, 3. Sorry if this is a little bit dull for the moment. I'm just trying to get this stuff in here. Take a look, chat. It's okay. Oh, thanks for being so understanding. But yeah, I mean, like, we can't really, again, what I really want to do is get what the chat message list looks like, and that allows us to keep going. So I can do other stuff, but I want to get the ball rolling on an answer for why this isn't working. It doesn't, yeah, because it doesn't seem to be. There's nothing in the insert one either, right? Chat not found, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing in the live chat message list documentation about this particular error. Could a Google engine monitor this tag please shed some light on this issue? There we go. Alright, I've posted. Not me, I'm only following a not super account having to feed flooded with it. Oof. Oof. Okay, well. Unfortunately, we're kind of stuck here. Sort of. I mean, there's like other stuff I can do, but it's mostly pseudocode at this point. But yeah, so we have a redeems dict. We can. Well, let's look into building lists. Look into Python lists. Python list of doubles. Oh, well, it wouldn't be a list, it would be a dictionary. Hey Desu, how did you end up here? Was it through Twitter? Was it through Discord? Kinda curious. Okay, so... of... username redeems. Okay, so if I want to grab a value from a dictionary, okay, so it would be like building a dict of the redeems from the current batch of messages. So it would be, we need a we'll call this list of, yeah, I want to I'm gonna technically I shouldn't be mixing up terminology here with the naming because it's not a list, it's a dict. Just happen to see your stream recommended on YouTube. I don't remember clicking it. Yes, remember kids, women's not a priority. But I think that for user friendliness, calling it a list of redeems. Call it your redeems. There we go. Command and points cost. There we go. Dicks everywhere. Is it Christmas? Do we get presents? Joke, stop. Guri, no. Oh my goodness. This could probably don't at the end because it is the last item in the dict. Okay. So I can, so basically it's like, we'll make a dictionary. Deems dict. I'm curious how long it'll take for somebody to answer. It was viewed 5 times, but I did throw on the Python tag just so they know it's Python. So people in the Python thing. Right. Yeah, okay. Adding elements, we just do redeems dict. Command name. Command name equals username. Yeah, so it should be something like for each or no. If snippet, because I think it's the snippet. The Python community. I'm gonna be amazed if somebody who's not even a Google engineer comes in. They're like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah. Here's how you do it." Okay. See if matches any of the keys in a Python dict. Can I just, is there like an easier way to do this? Check if a key exists in a dictionary. Oh, so I can do. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's what I figured. There was something like this. Basically, it's like if key in your redeems, right? So essentially, what I'm saying is, you know, if there's a message and the message's content, the snippet, right? If it's a redeem, like it just says exclamation mark hydrate, I'm gonna see if that exists in the list of possible redeems, and if so, blah blah blah, you know, do it. If snippet in keep it as key just so I kind of know, because again I want to test this stuff first once I can actually, you know, get my messages. Okay. Ooh, hold on a second. What if multiple people in the same group of chat messages redeem hydrates? I can't put them into the dict as with hydrate as the key, because then it would just overwrite. It would just overwrite. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. I'd have to store message ID. Yeah, here, I'll drink some water real quick. Oh, we're getting close to 2 hours. Yeah, okay, so this would be the key. Store the info as message ID. And then I can just make a single entry dict within that. Yeah, because you can nest dictionaries. That should be fine. Hydrate. Yeah, because the message ID will keep it unique. Well, command. No. Redeem name. Username. Yeah. Okay. Do I want people to be able to write things like, so for example, do I want, like, what if I'll just use Kiwi as the example again. What if Kiwi types hydrate you pasty nerd, right? So yeah, you are special. Needs, haha, got him. No, I'm kidding. So for example, if Kiwi were to type, you know, command, like I'm gonna call it. Instead of saying exclamation mark, I'm gonna say command. So command hydrate you pasty nerd, right? We have two ways we can handle this. We could have logic in there to allow that to still count, because the hydrate command is in there somewhere, although that makes it a bit messier. Or we could say, hey, you know, if you're gonna redeem something, it has to be just the command, which makes my job a little bit easier. Because that's a matter. I feel like that's a matter of personal preference. Do I allow for that kind of flexibility? Because some people might want to do that. Because keep in mind, that's not a functionality that. Does Twitch have that kind of functionality? Can you include a message with your redeem in the same message? I don't remember. Hold on a second. Let's go to Twitch. Let's see. Miyu's streaming. Cool. I'm gonna use Miyu as my test. I'm just type in hi Mew. Oh hey Tea Leaf, what's up? Yeah, I'm having an okay day. I'm making progress learning this sort of, you know, learning and refreshing on this stuff as I go. Although we've hit a bit of a snag because oh, hold on a second, I gotta mute this. We've hit a bit of a snag because of how YouTube's API documentation is somewhat incomplete with the errors that it's throwing. So I've actually, you know, created a post asking, you know, their engineers to kind of elucidate me. Is that the right word? Illuminate me. You know, as to what the hell is going on, because it's some wonky error. So hold on, I'm actually currently in Mew's Twitch chat. I'm about to do something. I'll do hydrate. Okay, it doesn't send it at the same time. Yeah. Oh hey Momo, what's up? Yeah, give me a moment. I'm in Mew's stream testing something. Okay. Whew. All right. So still no response on the question I posted on the forums, or rather on Stack Overflow. All right. So yeah. So we're not gonna allow this. Alright, there you go. See you later, Mew. Alright, so we're not gonna allow this. So it has to be only message snippets that are exact will be counted. Hydrate would work, but hydrate now, you dummy, wouldn't work. Although, you know what, it would be kind of funny if I was like, if I did like a little bit of a one-up on like Twitch's thing to allow you to include messages with your redeems. It's a thought. I mean, it's certainly possible. I just have to parse the snippet a bit more thoroughly, and then the way that I would handle this would change slightly. But I think putting it like giving myself and the documentation this notes, Jesus, these notes will allow me to kind of keep in mind how exactly my current code is going to work. So if key in your redeems, key exists in dictionary new message key, else print no. If hide, if redeem doesn't exist, treat it like a normal message and just give points. Yeah, this is Python as written by somebody who did one Python course in college and hasn't touched Python in like 4 years maybe. Well, I mean, no, I downloaded it a little bit when I made a YouTube chatbot previously, but it wasn't really like a true chatbot. It would read messages from the chat and then just read them out loud with text to speech. Like I just had a Python, like MainPy running like in my command prompt or via my command prompt during stream, and so anytime somebody posted in my chat, it would read it out loud. So I've never done anything that lets you post things into chat like a chatbot would. Also, keep in mind that the API has changed since like 3-4 years ago. Okay, well, I'll give you the quick rundown because you're joining and because I'm still kind of working through some stuff in my head. Get your basic imports. Momo, are you and I guess T as well, are you guys familiar with Python? Just out of curiosity. Oh, it's something you're learning currently. Okay, cool. Momo, you're not? Okay. So basically, T-Leaf, if you're learning it currently, you probably wouldn't have covered Pickle. Pickle's something I only just heard about recently. But yeah, so I've got my imports. This is like I've kind of posted. There's YouTube API, which is essentially you have an API key, and then you can do things like grab the current live broadcast that this channel has. Like you can grab publicly available information with an API key, right? So I have that stuff in. I may use that, but I think OAuth you can do everything via OAuth instead. Like it's the same thing. You build with either an API key or you build with credentials that are OAuth. But I have it there just in case. Then I've got some imports for OAuth 2.0 stuff. This is an import I'm probably gonna get rid of. I kind of have a second thing if I need any custom methods to pull in that I want to keep cleanly kind of away from the rest of things. But I probably won't need it because I'm gonna be. It just sort of depends. I want to make this like in case people want to change like redeems or change how certain things work. It would be nice potentially to have it set up separated into a different file to make it easier for people who don't know how to code. But I'm still kind of keeping it open as an option. It's not necessarily being used. And so essentially, you can kind of ignore this stuff because that doesn't matter anymore. There you go. Okay. Welcome back, Coco. Yeah, so essentially I grab a I check to see if there's already a token file like locally. Robot's still hitting that main issue, which is an issue with YouTube's API and documentation itself, but I don't want to talk too much about that because I'll just keep saying the same thing. Essentially, so, I grab a credential token that lets me do stuff. It gives me like authority to pull information or to post in the chat or whatever. If the token exists, then the token file exists, just load it in. And then I'll do a quick check here. If I don't have an existing token file, or the token file that was loaded is not valid, what it'll do is if it's not valid, like if it exists, but the credentials are expired and I have a refresh token, I'll just refresh the token. If I don't have the token, or it's expired and I don't have the refresh token, it'll just try and create a new token. So what that'll do is, you know, I've chosen the scopes, like what it can access and stuff. Force SSL will allow me to post messages in chat, I think. I use some functionality that from my imports, and what this does is, this line, it will open up a tab. Like when you run this, it'll open up a tab in your web browser, say, hey, you know, do you want to allow this, you know, your script to like log into your YouTube account through the script, right? And so you log in and it gives you a credential, so now you can use this script as if it were you, to like post in chat and stuff. And once it does that, it'll generate credentials, and then I dump it into the pickle file, and then I have that token file ready in case I need it. So this entire section is just the OAuth setup. So no, you don't need to touch this like at all. And then it builds a YouTube object, an object that I just have called YouTube, that I can use to call YouTube API methods. Okay, so basically if I say, hey YouTube, get me the list of live broadcasts, right? It'll, you know, for example, YouTube live broadcast list, it'll say, okay, I can do this, right? So down here, ignore this one, that's just testing this thing to make sure that the syntax is right for importing functions from other files. Right here, I'm gonna get the current live stream ID. So what it does is it looks for like my active broadcasts. Yeah. I mean, because I'm gonna make this open source, and like anybody can download this and just use it for their streams, right? So I want to make it usable and accessible to people who don't understand code at all. Basically, I'm gonna make it so like they can edit this section. I'll just tell them like, you know, because all they're gonna want to do is they're gonna want to do this and have different chat redeems, and potentially different messages that the redeems will say. And so I'll essentially just point out those two sections, right? I'll say, okay, if you want to change your redeems, here's the commands, here's the points. And Minecraft enchantment, I'm coding in Minecraft enchantment table. Also, anytime I kind of pause and like really look to the left, that's me checking to see if anybody's answered my question. You know, I want them to be able to look here and say, okay, I don't want to sing, but I will recite poetry. Oh, good lord. Can I? Poetry. Can't spell. So maybe you know, maybe they don't want to sing, they want to you know, read a poem or something. Like I want them to, you know, you want to have redeem commands that make sense. You know, or it could be rap. It could be like, oh well, if you redeem the $30 subscription, well, why the hell does it keep doing that? That's so weird. You know, so I want this to be pretty easily accessible. Yeah, Resident Red Violet's the blue. There's always an Asian that's better than you. Yeah. Okay. So then, this part works, 100%. Excuse. Okay. This was pretty funny for those of you who missed it. The way that it returns the live broadcast list stuff is disgusting. It's a dictionary inside of a list inside of a dictionary, instead of just a dictionary inside of a dictionary. I don't know why they did it. I don't know why they decided that was the way to do it. You know, but that's how they did it, and so I had to add in this little bit right here to make it to handle the list part, because it's a list with one value in it. What is the point of having a list that only has one value in it? It's not a list. It doesn't fucking make any sense. Oh my god, YouTube, Google engineers. This is what happens when you get like H-1B visas or whatever. Like spaghetti code. Holy shit. Yeah. Hey, Lezu. Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of like a sample thing that I just typed up real quick. But I mean, most of those things will probably be in there. Yeah, oh, I can't. It's just absolute spaghetti code. I mean, my code is not fantastic, but I'll clean all this up at the end. Pepe hands. Okay, Stack Overflow, Google engineers, please come fix your fucking API, because I can't proceed. Ayya. All right, well, so these are just testing print statement. Print statement for testing. Print statement for testing. Okay. Ayya. All right. If the key is in the redeems, add it to the list of redeems. Okay. If redeem doesn't, so if it's not a, let's not call it key. Let's snippet. Oh! At some point I hit insert. Call it kiwi. No. Yes. Snippet. Redeem exists in dictionary. And then instead of key, we'll just call it snippet, because that's probably what it's going to be anyways. That is going to be so disgusting when I test this, because it'll just say no, redeem the entire just chat message, like kiwi pretty cute or disgusting or bad puns. That it'll say no, the redeem bad puns does not exist. But I mean, I'll delete that as soon as I figure out that it's working properly. So if the redeem doesn't exist, treat it like a normal message and just give points. So I want to. How do I read in? Read JSON file into Python. Yeah, I think that would work, right? Man, I kind of want to do that. Maybe not JSON, maybe YAML. That'd be kind of funny. No, JSON's probably the more proper way to do it. I am sorely tempted to store this in a YAML file as opposed to a JSON file. Using YAML versus JSON for Python. Is there gonna be any performance difference? I can do the same thing. I can accomplish the same thing in either. They're just data storage formats. I think, yeah. So I think, like we probably have said before, I need to store 3 things, I need to store the ID, like the user ID, the points, and then for testing this. So at the end of the day, once the testing phase is done, yeah, because I can get the username from the redeem list that I build. Okay, because I'll have the username there. So I just need. Wait a minute. No, hold on a second. No, I'll need the ID as well. Momo, what is that supposed to be? Is that a dog holding up a fist? Maybe I did this as a list. Maybe I. Python list. Okay, a list can contain different data types. Is this the Momo? It's not the fan account. It is dict and then yeah, it'll be a dict and then a list. Snippet user ID username. Yeah, okay. So dictionary will have, it'll essentially look like this. Dict JSON storage equals that. We'll have no. The redeems dict will look message ID. That. And then it'll be a list of message ID 1 2 3. It'll be, you know, hydrate user ID kiwi pro. We'll put Momo in there actually. Momo's here. So wait, Phantom has a bunch of Mungus. Yeah, you didn't know? Phantom has a ton of Mungus videos. What's the snippet gonna be? It's gonna be a Momo. Which one of these would you redeem? Just out of curiosity. Ara? 1, 2, and then that would also just be 1 again, and then the snippet would be right. So the redeems that we build as we go along is eventually going to look like this, right? Well, no, Kiwi, you always hydrate posture, right? So that's what that looks like. But the dict JSON table is gonna look more like this, where it's user and then we'd have we'd have like, I don't know, 350. What happens if somebody changes their name? Oh yeah, drink water, check your posture. Do that in a sec. What happens if somebody changes their name? How is it going to handle that not contradiction, but like contradictory data, where it'll have the same user ID, but if it adds it in, would it just does it just stick with whatever's there first? Yeah, this is why I think that just beyond the testing stage, we should not be storing usernames into the JSON data itself. That's just asking for added complexity. Yeah, so it would end up looking something like that, where you have user IDs and then user ID points. Hey Miyu, what's up? Wait, Miyu, are you still streaming? Don't look at this code, by the way. This is not like actual code. This is just me trying to visualize this stuff. She is? You better not be showing what I'm doing here. I don't want anybody who watches your stream who codes thinking that this is the code that I'm writing and wondering why I'm fucking retarded. It's so yeah, you want to see other code? You look at this code. This code's much nicer to look at. That's all commented out. Hey Doodle. Should I say welcome back, or have you been here the whole time? I can't remember. Yeah, so hi Mia's chat. Yeah, I'm visualizing some stuff while I'm waiting for Google engineers to get back to me on why their YouTube API documentation sucks balls, because it's missing some error documentation. Bledden, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, okay, so I think that this is how we're gonna build the redeems list, and then that's sort of generally how we're gonna handle that. Yeah, beyond the testing phase, I don't think we need. I really do want to test it and make sure that the names kind of match up with what I'm expecting, just because it's good practice. But then I have to rework the way that my data is structured. Okay. Example of built list of redeems from the latest batch of chat messages. Okay, and then of the JSON data testing phase. And then we just make those. And make it a list. Doesn't need to be a dict. Doesn't really matter either way, especially since I'm going to change it anyways. Hey Hanta, yo, what's up? How you been lately? I haven't been able to catch a lot of your streams lately. I feel kind of bad about that. And then that would be pro. Also, yes, for those of you who know Python, you might be screaming right now because I'm mixing up using single quotes and double quotes like inconsistently across my program, but don't worry about it. Most of this stuff is just being deleted. I usually stick with single quotes for Python, just personal preference. And then Momo with 0 points. That R is gonna fail, Momo, because you have 0 points. I don't know if I can't remember if I said yeah that it is Python. Ah, I see. Okay. So that's the testing phase, and then this is final phase. Not final. No readable usernames. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, because you were streaming on YouTube, but I'm gonna have to find your Twitch channel. Actually, hey Kiwi, can you go ahead and drop Hanta's Twitch channel in the chat? Or actually, Hanta, you can try and drop it yourself. See if that works. Yeah, drop your Twitch link. I know I don't need to, but I'm going to. Or Kiwi's going to. Or you're going to. Somebody's going to. Somebody's gonna post the link. Oh my god. Okay, I get that it's only been 48 minutes. But I'd like an answer to this Stack Overflow question. Ugh. Google engineers. If anybody ever asks you if you want to work at Google, tell them the same thing that I did. Fuck no. Good lord, why would you want to work at Google? Yeah, there you go. That's the stuff. Okay. Yeah, we got our new use cases, emerging points. Okay. If the snippet isn't redeems, and then post redeem message in chat. Well, no. Order matters here. Kind of, for my own sanity. Deduct points from JSON. Oh, well. And update the JSON. So check points update the JSON, post redeem message in chat. Oh, this is custom. So yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm coding up a chatbot in Python, and essentially, you're going to be able to type. Essentially, anytime that you type in chat in YouTube, like the live stream, right? It'll give you points, like 5 points, 1 point, you know, whatever, however I decide to handle the point system. And then, I mean, because technically, I know big numbers are better. People like seeing that they got, you know, that they can spend 1,000 points because they earned 1,000 points in like an hour or something, or 2 hours, right? But I think that I don't know. There's no benefit to it. It's just bigger numbers that I have to manage. Not that it really matters at this level, but you know. Yeah. Essentially, I'm making the channel point system of Twitch to the best of my ability on YouTube. Okay. I feel like we just finished the pseudocode at some point. Yeah, it's called inflation. If redeem, it doesn't exist, treat it like a normal message to get points. So we're going to add redeem message to the redeems dictionary, which is more or less going to be this line. I mean, I'll fiddle with the exact naming and stuff once I can actually figure out how the hell the grabbing live chat messages list works. Yeah, add the redeem message to the dictionary. Subtract the points up to the G. No, wait. No, we're not doing that here. That would be dumb. Add points and update the JSON. Yes, I'm a loser, I know. I'm sitting here coding. I'm a coder. Good lord. Okay, and then now we have make a function here to go through the list of redeems. So it'll look like this for key for R in redeems dict. What's the syntax for a Python for loop again? Oh, can't I just pop it, right? Hold on. Pop can be used to and value and in place. Eventually uses that provides try to remove a non-existing dict. Okay. Yeah, I think I just pop it. What is the dict they're working with supposed to look like? Manny doesn't reception assigns no key found to remove value. Okay, I should probably have handling for that as well. R. Oh right, Python for loop. Yeah, okay, so it'll pop the No, hold on a second. Because I want the, here the order does matter. Yeah, okay, here the order does matter. Because I'm gonna have, so for R, which is gonna be the redeem, I'll call it key. Key and redeem is that dict. I need to subtract points and update the JSON. It's mod my job. I'm as mod as my job to bully him. I'm pasting your loser. Elmer's glue. Yada yada yada. So essentially, okay, what I'm working on now, for those of you who've gotten a little lost because I'm kind of muttering to myself, as I go through, I'm gonna grab like, think of it like this way, I'm gonna grab like 10 messages every like 5 seconds or something like that, or like however many messages, right? And I'm gonna go through, and if there's any messages in there that are redeems, like if there's a hydrate in there, I'm gonna put it into a list. So it's, say in 10 messages there's a hydrate, an ada, and a posture, and then 7 other messages are just regular messages, right? All of those redeems are going to be put into a dictionary, like a list, right? List, colloquially speaking, in terms of programming, you know, lists and dicts are different. So I'm gonna build this essentially, right? And then for every, so this is the key, and this is the value. Key, value, key, value, key, value, right? So this is the key. So for each key, I'm gonna oh, actually, the way that I handled this, yeah, so I have to subtract the points, post the redeem message, and then use pop. Okay. Yeah, I'll have like proper flowchart and documentation stuff for the end. And actually later on, probably once I get more into the testing. Because as you test, you realize you forgot to account for certain things and stuff like that. Oh, drink water. Yeah, this is why I can't wait for channel points so I can have Kiwi not yelling at me all the time. You gotta wait for your points. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Because this is good practice. As I take care of them, I remove them from the dict, so that the next time I grab all the messages, it's an empty dictionary. Okay. So the key is the message ID. The dict entry. I don't want to call it a pair because it's a little confusing. Because it is technically a pair, but it's got like a list of stuff. You know, we'll just pseudocode it, like post post equals, I don't know, post equals key. No, hold on. How do I grab a dictionary value again? Where did I do that? Did I get? Post equals. So it'll be key.get, which will be a list. Do I have to have a dot here? No. It'll be 3. No, 2, because it's 0, 1, 2. Yeah, I should probably turn it down a little bit. Turn it down a little bit there. Okay. So it'll be like key get, and then it'll post the name. Redeemed. Then it would just be key.get. Zero. Back again. I'll give you a dislike. Oh my goodness. The Coco, no. Alright, see you around, Hanta. Best of luck with that. Drawing dual discs, huh? Hey, Coco, that's your cue. You've been activated. Yeah, so it'll be something like that. Like it'll post a redeem message in chat, pulling like, you know, the readable username, and then the message itself, and then it'll pop it. Yeah, where's my example for how to post? Yeah, I'll probably define a function that just takes, you know, simple stuff to make it neater. Yeah, but I have to get that working first before I want to start making a method for it. Okay. Same with subtract points. That'll be a method just for readability, or a function. Blah blah blah. Will the bot be visible in stream like it has a sprite and reacts with like a bubble speech when there's a command? That I don't know about that. That gets a lot more complicated, because then I have to have my Python script interacting with other stuff that would be picked up on stream. Yeah, like the no, I think it's just gonna be, because essentially what it is there's Kino has a YouTube account. I made it like the other day, and Kino will be like modded, so Kino will show up in chat and just post, you know, so and so has redeemed such and such command. I was about to poke my ass with a pencil. Don't do that. Yeah, and then so it would be, you know, whatever like JSON get, I don't know, something like JSON get IDs score. I don't fucking know. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh. Yeah, Kiwi's a Kino's a cutie. Get like IDs scored, no points. I muted myself. Means get the old It'd be like old points equal JSON.get, you know, whatever, and then new, and then you know it'd be new. I don't. Working with JSONs is weird, I think, because you have to like dump into it and stuff. Man, I could just do a text. I literally could just do a text file, but that wouldn't be optimal. Equal old points minus your redeems dot get and, you know, pseudocoding it. Yes, complimenting Kiwi means complimenting Coco. That's why we compliment Kiwi. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm getting tired. Okay. Yeah, minus whatever this is, and then store new value in JSON somehow. I don't know. Yeah, that should be about right. Any luck on that posting? Nice. Nothing. Wonderful. All right, cool. Well, I mean, that's basically kind of the end of what I can do. At this point, I'm just futzing around with pseudocode that might not even necessarily be the correct way to handle things, because I don't know how things are supposed to be formatted when I get them. Yeah, I'm probably good. It's been close to 3 hours now. Wow, how did that happen? No, keep going for a little bit. I have an idea. There's somebody I want to raid, but they're not starting for a few more minutes. Hit the sip at new games. Okay. Anything else that I've forgotten, generally speaking? Go out of my notes. Okay. Get the list of redeems. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot a very important check here. You're unironically gonna start calling me Aton? Why? Why? Oh, yo, Monican, what's up? Welcome to the stream. What is this Hacksaw stuff? This is nothing. This is just pseudocode and some data storage, some data structure visualization. This is code up here. Up to here works. This should work, but it doesn't because YouTube's API is bad. Oh, to be cool? Oh, I see. Okay, I forgot. If user has enough points, then do this. Wait. else post kid has X points needs X more points to redeem. Okay. Yeah, the stream. That's the pre-stream just loading screen. Yeah, you do this, you do this, you do this. Yeah, Tila, I'm just hacking the planet. That's why I'm here. And then I want, so either way, if they have enough points, if user has enough points, blah, blah, blah. Either way, if they have enough points, it'll do that whole song and dance of updating the points and then posting the redeem message and whatnot. If they don't have enough points, it'll just say, hey, you need this many more points to get to redeem that, right? You know, I should have a. Here's the other thing. I want people to be able to see how many points they have. If they just want to check, because unfortunately, like, Twitch will allow you to check your points, like, just visually. You don't have to, like, query anything. But all your points are, like, all the points are gonna have to be stored. Like, my program has to have that kind of locally. Like, there's no way to just view it on YouTube. So you'd essentially have to use a command like my points or something. But I need to limit that. I can't. I don't want people just spamming that relentlessly, and I don't want to have to like have like a mod on duty to like yell at people if they just keep spamming it. I just want them to not be able to. See you, Momo. Yeah, we're gonna end soon. I'm waiting a few minutes so that probably another 5 minutes for Luna to start streaming, and we'll go Raider. Yeah. That's what I'm like. I'll have to work that functionality in. But that'll be up here, and it'll be like a 0-point redeem. Blah. I just like doing that visually. Damn, there is so much shit I gotta remove from this before I can ever run this again for like to continue making it. Like I gotta comment all this stuff out. But you know, look at the sidebar over here. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Okay. All right. This stuff is all good. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna have a separate folder or a separate file for functions. I think it's not really necessary. Because there's not like a lot in the way of functions that people will be redeeming. If they wanted, things get a little trickier. If I want people to be able to easily edit messages and stuff. If your back ain't straight, you gay. My back is incredibly straight right now. Thank you for asking. Yeah, if I want them to be able, if I want people to be able to easily change, like set like custom messages for their redeems, that gets a little bit messier. Especially since I gotta try and find a way to make it like still clear and readable for people who don't code. Man. This stuff would be, this stuff is a lot easier to think through and visualize and stuff when you're actually able to test it. But having to sort of pseudocode this and think about it without being able to kind of do it because you're waiting on fucking Google to respond is a pain in the butt. When's the last time somebody posted a live stream thing? 2 days ago, 0 answers. 2 days ago, 0 answers. Asked February 15th and they got an answer. Wow. And they answered their own question. Are you fucking kidding me? Ah, man. Man, that's ridiculous. There's no support for this API from Google, one of the biggest companies on the planet. That's a bit absurd. Okay. Oh, hi Kelpie. Did you just get here? If you just got here, I got some bad news. We're about to end the stream. It's been 3 hours. We're gonna raid. All right, everybody. We are gonna go raid Mira Luna, who just began her stream. Yeah, that was her. All right. So the raid message is alien invasion. So just go in when we get there. Just go over there and post alien invasion. All right. There's the channel, or the live stream. Everybody, go in there, post alien invasion. I'll be there in a second. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.